everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alana. I am Mrs.SmithStitches here on Flosstube as well as on Instagram, and thank you so much for joining me today. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch. Today only about cross stitch. Every once in a while I have a little bit of other crafts, but today it is cross stitch only. I hope everybody is enjoying their winter so far. Today's January 29th, and I think this is Flosstube 26. I probably should have checked that before I started. I have my snow day mug here. Look, isn't it so cute? Wait, there you go. It is actually a snow day here. We got, I don't know, maybe 10 centimeters overnight, which isn't really a ton. We haven't had a ton of snow. For those of you that are new, I live in the Ottawa area of Ontario, Canada. And we haven't had a ton of snow yet this year. So buses were canceled today and I was off, which is very exciting. I didn't work today. So I thought it was a perfect day to sort of do a little January recap of my stitching. So the last video I did was my whip parade, and thank you so much everybody that watched that. They're always so much fun. I have had so much fun watching everybody else's, and like I keep little notes like, oh, I should order this, I should order this. If you watched my previous few videos, I have talked about doing a, not a no buy, but like kind of like a buying freeze until Stitch North. So I'm going to Stitch North weekend 2, which is the first weekend in May. If you are going to, let me know down below. And so I've decided to try to not purchase anything until that weekend, to sort of save all my money and not purchase. I haven't placed an order at 123 Stitch, but I have a few things that I think I'm going to order, a few things that I want to kit that I'm just going to order the fabric for. So I'm not going to do any patterns. That's not true. I'm definitely going to do one pattern. See, I'm just not good. I am not good at not buying. I'm trying, but I'm not very good at it. Already. And so I'm going to do a little order. I think I do need kind of an American shopping trip before I go to Stitch North. So I think what I'll do is I'll just ship everything to the States and then go over there and pick it up and hit up, you know, the good places like Target and Walmart and stuff. So there's a couple things, very little though, just a little bit, not too much, that I'm planning on ordering in preparation for Stitch North, which I know is still a couple months away, but I'm a bit of a planner, so I like to have things all organized. Okay, so this month for January, I have 3 new starts, and I have, I think, 3 whips. 3 whips? Yes, which doesn't seem like a lot for a whole month. I don't know. I feel like I stitched a ton this month. And I did make some pretty good progress on the things that I did work on. It just feels like I didn't do a lot. I was watching, it's Fiber Floss Canada, and I'm going to forget her name, which is awful. I really need to write these things down. And she had this great floss tube about how to stitch faster. It was really, really good. And I'm watching this and I'm watching her and I'm like, I do none of the things she recommends. So maybe I'm just a slow stitcher, and I'm okay with that. I really am. Like I am much more of a, the process of stitching than the progress. I just enjoy the actual stitching. I still stitch like I did like when I was 16 and I first started. But it was very informative. So I will link her floss tube down below because I really enjoyed watching it. Plus she's just kind of nice to listen to. Like she has a lovely voice. She's just very relaxing. And she had great tips. If that's something that you would like to like work on, I probably won't, but it was a really neat floss tube to watch. Anyway, okay, I'm going to hop in to my whips. Or my new starts. I'm going to do my new starts first because they're sitting right in front of me. So first new start that I did was my start. This year I started Blackbird's Designs Anniversaries of the Heart. I did talk about this a little bit in my whip parade, and I think maybe in the video before. This is I turned 50 this year in September, so this is my like 50th year start. I have wanted to do this for forever and decided that this would be the perfect year. I am not doing them in order, and I'm only doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, I think, plus the big one, like the long one at the bottom. So I guess 8. And I did decide to start with this. And this is going to be for me and my husband. I'm going to put our initials and our wedding date on this. So this is like the start of the family. So the way I'm doing my anniversaries of the heart is every square will be a child or a grandchild. So that's kind of how I'm doing mine. I'm not going back to like grandparents and that kind of stuff. So I'm stitching this on 40 count Latte by XJU with all of the called for colors. And here is my start so far. The color of the house, I forget what it is. It's Gentle Arts. They're all Gentle Arts. Somehow I didn't pick it up while I was gathering all my floss. I don't know, or it could have very well gotten mixed in with something else. And so I just have to pick that up. And when I was at Wool Time for my stitching weekend a couple of weekends ago, or stitching day a few weekends ago, I absolutely forgot. It didn't ever make it to my list of the things when I purchased some stuff there. So I am hoping to get that. It won't be by the end of the month because today's the 29th and I go back to work tomorrow. And I do find when I'm working, because I work 12-hour shifts, I don't get a ton of stitching done. But I think it's turning out so good. So that is my first start. That was my New Year new start and my 50th year start. It was all the starts because I am trying not to do too many new starts this year and really get some really, really good work done on my current whips and get some of the bigger pieces down. And so then I can start some new stuff. Okay, my next new start is The Sampler of the Seasons Winter by Blueberry Ridge. I did do the fall one for my birthday start this year, and it turned out super, super cute. And so I do have all of them. I'm very excited to get them all done. I'm not sure what colors I'm going to do the rest of them. I'm kind of been picking as I go. And so I am stitching this on. It is Fiber on a Whim, Cream and Sugar. And I am stitching it with, I'll show you my progress. Can you see that? Is it fuzzy? There you go. This is my so far progress. I think I'm having a hard time getting it kind of clear. I've got my ring light on because it's a super, super snowy, kind of blustery day. And I find sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. I am using Gentle Arts Blue Jay. And it's pretty. It's variegated, but not like crazy variegated. And I wanted kind of like a wintry blue. When I started, I was a little worried that it was like more of a summery blue, like more of a, I don't know. But as I progressed, I ended up really, really liking it. When I first started, I was like, I don't know, it feels a little summery. And I have no idea what color I'm going to do summer in. I think I'm going to do spring in like a light green, like a green color. But I actually ended up really liking it. So that is start number 2. And my last new start was, because it was a snow day, was Hibernation Day by Heartstring Sampler. I blanked for a minute. I'm like, what? I'm looking right at it. So I kitted this up. I feel like it's a little fuzzy actually. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe it's just the picture. I actually kitted this up. This was a kit, I should say, at Stitch North through Evertote. And they did a full conversion and I purchased this. This was one of the 2 kits that I purchased at Stitch North 2024. So I am stitching it with all the Roxy Floss conversion. Can I do that? Can you see those? It actually doesn't have very many colors. It's like 1, 2, I think it's like what, 6? Because there's 2 greens. There's 2 of the green. The green is asparagus. And so that was kitted, pre-kitted for Stitch North, or at Stitch North. And then I'm stitching it on 40 count Speculoos by Roxy Floss. And it's so pretty. Like I started this, yes, it might have been the day before yesterday. And I have really not wanted to put it down at all. Like it's beautiful. If you have never worked with Roxy Floss or fabric, it is to die for, honest and truly. Like, I don't know what it is. There's something about it. It's not fuzzy. Like, you know, sometimes like it can get a little, like your strands can almost get a little fuzzy. This is never, like, I love it. And I love the colors. I really like the conversion that they did for this one. I am very, very, very tempted to kit up a few other things with the Roxy Floss, with a Roxy Floss conversion. I only have 2 things I'm stitching right now, both that I bought at Stitch Mark last year. One is this, and then one is the Patchwork Santa by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. It was also a conversion on their, it's just so nice. Their fabric is so nice. Their floss is so nice. Like, one of the things that I am definitely planning is just sort of stocking up on some of the fabric. But yeah, I really, really, really am liking how this is turning out. I think if I stuck with it, I could honestly get it done pretty quickly. And I do think I'll probably keep it in my rotation for February because it is like snowy, right? And I was reading on the back, one of the cards. Yeah, the back of the card, this card, it doesn't have the pattern on it. And I didn't realize that this was, she designed this, based off of a song of a band called Jars of Clay. Well, I have listened to Jars of Clay for years. They're like a Christian band, and they have a Christmas song called Hibernation Day that I had never even heard of it. So I did actually go listen to it. It's a really cute song. So she actually designed this based off of that song, which I thought was really cute. It's on one of their Christmas albums. But when I opened it up, I was like, oh, that's so cute. So it was really sweet. It's a little bit more wintry than Christmassy, so I feel like I'm going to kind of keep it. And it did stitch up pretty quickly for me, which is good because we've discovered I'm not a fast stitcher. But I really, really like it. And if you have the chance to pick up some Roxy Floss, both the fabric and the thread, I would absolutely do it. I already have a little list going for May. So there's a stitch group that I go to. It's like the 3rd Saturday of the month at Wool Time, which is it's a wool store in Ottawa, but they have an ever-growing cross stitch selection, which is wonderful. And they do like a Saturday morning once a month. And I've been able to go the last few times because it has happened to fall when I'm not working. But we were talking there about their black. And I don't remember the name of whatever Roxy black it was. And they said it's awesome because I've tried the Anchor and I've tried the DMC. I don't notice a huge difference between the Anchor and the DMC. When I was stitching a lot with black, someone had messaged me and said, try the Anchor, and I did, but I still find it a little bit like fluffy. It's not awful, but if you have a piece where you're doing a ton of black. So I think what I'm going to do when I do go to Stitch North is see if I can find a really, like a true black and just order bunch of it, or pick up a bunch of it, I should say, not order, just so I have like because if you're ever working with a lot of black, I just find it's very fuzzy. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink now. I love this mug, it's so cute. Okay, so those are my 3 new starts, and now I'm gonna go on my through ups. This is gonna be a quick video because that's all I have. I have no haul. I have a few plans. And that's all I got. So it's going to be a relatively quick video for us today. My next whip, or my first whip, that wasn't a new start, was the Prairie Schooler Christmas Village. I'll get that a little bit closer. So it is Christmas, but to me, it's a little bit wintry. I didn't get a chance to work on this at all over Christmas. I just always find that December is such a hard time to actually stitch in. It's so busy. And so I decided to pull this into rotation for January because it felt wintry enough. I am stitching this on 40 count, just plain old white Zweigart. I think it's antique white. Hang on, it's here. Wait, is it? Antique white. With all the called for DMC. Oh dear, I lost a needle. Uh-oh. I'll find it later. I heard it fall on a very big piece of fabric that I really should cut down. I'm very bad to not cut down my fabric. And I didn't iron everything, so I apologize. So this is where I got. So this is the end. I managed to get all the way across. So those trees are They were a lot to do. They were fun though. They were like weirdly relaxing, the trees. I enjoyed them a lot. So it doesn't feel like I got a lot done. But I took a long time to stitch all those. And I'm working on the reindeer. So I will now probably, I'll show you all my DMC. They're really nice. The colors are lovely. Just very neutrally. I always hate showing my colors because I feel like they don't really show up very well. I have put everything lately on floss drops, which for me is unusual, but I am really liking being able to just pull a thread off. I'm really liking that. So those are the colors, all the called for. So I think this will probably be tucked away now for next year. I don't think I'll keep it out in February. There's a few things I really want to get done in February, and February is already a short month. So I feel like this will now, I at least put some stitches in it. You'll see it next year. My whip parade look exactly the same, but I'm working on it. So hopefully it won't be, well, it'll be forever. Some of these projects will just be forever. I have come to accept that. My hair is all crazy. That some will just take, that some will just take a really long time, and that's okay. There's a few I feel like I'm just going to pick every year that I'm just going to try to concentrate on, and then hopefully get those finished before, because there's a few that I'd like to start that just feel like I have too many bigger projects on the go. And I find with the bigger ones, like you can stitch on them for 3 or 4 days or 5 days and it looks like you haven't touched them because they're so big. So I'm hoping to get like every year have 1 or 2 like just focus pieces. It's like I'm going to get this done by the end of the year, and then a couple of smaller pieces in there would be great too. And then I'd like to not have every year my whip count be bigger. I think I'm at 25. That does not include the 3 new things that I started. So that doesn't count those. So that puts me up to 28 already at the beginning of the year. And last year, I think I had like 22. I hear my mouth. And I was supposed to have less to start 2025 because this is going to be my year of the anniversaries of the heart, which I knew were going to be a little bit more time consuming. And I ended up actually with more things started. I ended up with more whips, and I've started 3 new things, and I've got 1 new start planned for February and a few new like springy kind of starts. So basically I'm failing at less whips that's what I'm saying, but it's fun. Okay, my next whip is going to be, I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like there was something I worked on and I don't remember. Like I'm almost positive that there's something I worked on and I've forgotten about it. Okay, well, I'll show that next video. My next one, I don't have a picture because it's a PDF, but it is the Blue Coat Santa by Teresa Kogut. So I started this. This was a Jingle Ball, I think exclusive. I'm not sure. But I purchased it at the Jingle Ball in a PDF. He's so cute. And there's a group of us that are working on it together that honestly will all be at Stitch North weekend too. And so the goal is to have him finished, fully finished by Stitch North. I'm not like in a stand. I'm gonna do him in a stand-up, which I've literally never ever done in my life. So I have been taking him to work with me. So any progress I've gotten done, which isn't a ton, has happened at work. And I really only stitch, I never stitch when I'm on nights because my eyes are too tired. I only stitch days, and I usually only stitch, my first break is like 45 minutes. My second break is shorter significantly. So I usually only stitch on my first break for about a half an hour. So it's not a ton. I think I might have to like throw him in a day here and there just to get a little bit more work done on him, because I'm afraid that to turn him into a stand-up is going to take me like 6 days because I don't know how to do that. But he's very, very cute. And I'm quite determined, because it was my idea that he be fully finished by the time we got to Stitch North. So it was my idea. I have to do it. I have no choice. But he's very cute. Yeah, so I'm going to put him over here because I'm afraid he's going to get lost. So is that it? I have one more. I think I'm missing one. I definitely am missing one. I just don't know which it is, so we're going to work with it. We're going to go with it. My last whip, apparently, is the Sampler of the Season Winter. So I do have all 4 of these. It's with I Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I am stitching it on 40 count. I feel like it's Heritage by, what is it? It still has the tag on it. Heartland by Picture This Plus. I am using all the called for. It's all Gentle Arts. I think all of them are Gentle Arts. Are they? Like all 4 of the, yeah, they are. This is my very messy. And I made a lot of progress on this. I did show this in my whip parade, and I only had like this little bit over here done. So I did do a lot of progress on this. This is almost at the end, like almost the bottom. Let me see if I get it a little bit closer. I feel like my ring light is not helping me here. I do feel like they seem a little bit not super focused. It's so cute. They are so cute. I'm super excited. I do think I'm going to keep this out for February and possibly March. They are pretty quick once you get going. And I'm really happy with the progress I made. Like I made a ton of progress. They're really little. So you can see like the little trees and the little church. Yeah. So I'm super happy. Super happy with it. And I did end up getting a fair bit done on that one. So that was 40 count Heritage. I forgot to, for Santa, I always forget to tell you what I'm stitching stuff on. This is 36 count. It is a fabric flare fabric. I have no idea what it's called. It was the same thing I did Fall on the Farm on. It's like a 36 count even weave. It's lovely to work with. I'm using all of the DMC. So the blue was Fancy Floss with a DMC conversion, and I decided just to use the DMC. I think I had almost all of it in my stash, and I just pulled from stash. So I have no idea how big he's supposed to be when he's done, but that is that, because I always forget to tell. Okay, so I'm trying to think what, I do have a giveaway, and I forgot it. What did I do with that? Hold, please. I think it's down here. Aha! So on my December video, I did a giveaway. I didn't do one for my whip parade one, but I did. It was Christmas Rose by Blackbird Designs. I've already stitched this one. And the winner of that giveaway is the Dairy Mom, like dairy, like D-A-I-R-Y. So the Dairy Mom, if you're watching, congratulations. If you can send me an email, my email is linked down below, or try to message me on Instagram and let me know. We'll give you, you can give me your address and I will send that out to you. I did have a giveaway be returned to me. I will send out an email later about that. So if you were expecting an email or a giveaway, I think it was the strike. So I had mailed something out just before the strike, our postal strike, our postal workers went on strike, just before Christmas. And I don't know what really happened, but it ended up returned to me. So I'll send an email just to confirm everything, and then I'll send it back. So I do apologize if you were waiting for a giveaway from me and you live in the States. There seemed to be, I'm just glad it came back, to be honest, because it could have gotten lost in limbo for who knows how long, and that would have been the end of that. So yeah, so if you are waiting and you never got a giveaway from me, it is coming. I will try to remember to message to email tonight and get that all sorted out. Okay, another thing, being that the weather hasn't been fantastic, I have been watching a lot of Flosstube lately. So I do have a few that I've watched and a few new ones. So I'm going to start with the new ones that I sort of just discovered, or that maybe that I haven't just discovered, but I know I haven't mentioned on my channel before. So there was one that I just was watching just this afternoon, and her name, it's Jenny's Stitching Simply. It says Flosstube #1, but it does sound like she had a Flosstube before. I just don't know what the name of it was, and she didn't mention it. Or if she mentioned it, honestly, I missed it. I will link all of the Flosstubes below. She did a whip parade that was really, really good. And then I mentioned Fiber Floss Canada. I'll link her too. I might have mentioned her here before because I have watched her before. Two new Flosstubers that I don't think I mentioned before that I actually have met in person at the, I was going to say Evertote, but no, I'll link Evertote too because they're fantastic. At the Wool Time Stitch group that I go to. So one is Catherine, which is Catherine's Stitching Chronicles. She is not new to Flosstube or to me. Like, I have watched Catherine for a while. I'm just not sure I've ever mentioned her on this channel before. So I wanted to make sure to mention her. She's super sweet. Her stitching is beautiful. The stuff she stitches is like amazing. And then there is Abby, who is Pansy Stitches. And she's super, super sweet. She actually grew up in the town that I live in now, but lives in the city. And she's relatively new. I think she has a couple of floss tubes, but again, really, really sweet. So make sure you go check them out. There was a few other ones. There was Sloan Stitches, and there was Cross Stitch the Globe, which is actually Catherine from Catherine's Stitching Chronicles. She mentioned them in one of her last videos, so I went and watched. They had this really fun video, and I think B&E Stitchery mentioned them too. I'll link them too, because I love them. I watch them all the time. They did this really fun, it was like predictions for what will be popular in cross stitch for 2025, and I found that was a really interesting video. It'd be interesting to look back on it to see if any of it is like does happen, but it was a really interesting video. They seem really fun. I watched a few of their videos. So that's Cross Stitch the Globe. And I feel like I'm talking really fast. I'm gonna drink now. Like, slow down. I have to relax, not so fast. People message me that a lot, that I talk really fast, so I'll try to be slower. I talk really fast in real life too. It's just me. Okay, so a couple that I watch and have watched their last few videos, whip parades and stuff, is Chris, of course, the Camping Stitcher, B&E Stitchery, I always watch them, Mrs. Jones Stitches, I love her, she's great, KBH Stitches, Be a Blessing Stitcher, and I think those are the only ones that I wrote down. I do watch a lot more than that, but I always like to mention other Flosstubers. As a Flosstuber, it's really fun when someone mentions you as well. I find, like, I really like that you get like this little notification. It's like someone mentioned you in their channel, and it's like really fun to go and watch, especially if it's someone, sometimes it's someone you haven't watched before. There are so many Flosstubes, and there is just not like all the time in the world to watch them, unfortunately. So it's really, really fun to watch and to like promote and support like as many as you possibly can. Like everybody else, we all have the ones that we just watch, like every video that comes out, and I certainly have those as well. And it's just, I find it really fun to find some new Flosstubers and add them to my list of people to watch. I actually kind of went through my subscriptions a little bit. Some people that haven't put out videos in like a year or two, but I feel bad like unsubscribing. So I have quite a few. Because I've been watching Flosstube now probably for, I'd say since 2020, so almost 5 years probably. And I went through I like to go through my subscriptions because sometimes not everybody will pop up on your like For You page. And I've had a lot of time in the last couple of days to like watch Flosstube, which is unusual. It just so happened that we didn't have any plans and I've had a chunk of time off. So I went through a few, and some of them are like, they haven't done a video in 2 years or like a 1 year, and I'm like, but I feel really bad. I'm overthinking it probably, but I feel really bad unsubscribing because what if they come back? I overthink. I know I do. It is just, it's just me. I overthink. So tell me what you do. Do you unsubscribe from people who don't post Flosstubes in a little while to like clear out your subscriptions? Because I find my subscription list can get kind of overwhelming because there's so many, and I don't want to miss, right? Like, or there's some people that I have on my subscription list and someone would be like, oh, did you see their video? And I go, I have no idea what they're talking about. I go and I'm like, oh, I'm subscribed, but I didn't see the video. Anyway, all right, somebody tell me what they do, because then I'll feel better. Okay, on to my new starts and my plans for February. I always hope that I'm going to do like a mid-month a mid-month like video. That's what I'm trying to say. And I never do because I don't think I have enough stuff to show mid-month. So I probably won't post another video till closer to the end of February. So this is kind of like my February plan video. I do have one new start planned and then a few general plans. I don't think I have everything here to show you, but I do have my new start. So Tara, the Mud Creek Stitcher, who I mentioned in my, I think in my Whip Parade, I mentioned her. She is starting a new SAL on February the 1st. February the 1st. I can't think and do things at the same time. So it is, it's plastic, so it is the Plum Street Samplers Proverbs 31 sampler. So here it is. Super cute. I picked this up when it came out at market and I have been holding on to it, had it kitted, having no real plans for it at all. And then Tara said she was going to do this along with a Bible study, and I got the book. Hang on. Oh, I really need to plan these. And here's the book. So this is the study that she's going to do along with it. She's going to start on the 1st, but I think it's kind of one of those things where you could do it at your own pace because she'll have the videos up. This does look like it's a very righty study. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a very homework heavy study, it looks like. I'm more of a reader and less of a writer. So sometimes when I get into these, I'm just like, oh, that is a lot for me to write. So whether I do all of that or not, I don't know. But I thought that was really fun. So I did order the book and I already had the pattern. And I am going to be stitching it on, let's see, 36 count cream. Just good old Zweigart with all of the called for DMC. So there we go. Here, can I do this? A little bit more professional. There we go. There we go. I'll give you better ideas to colors. They look very, very pretty. There we go. So that is my plan for February 1st start, which will be a little tight because I'm going on to nights on the 1st. So I will try to get a couple stitches in. I do not expect to get a ton of work on it in the next week or so, but I will try. So I'm going to do it together. And that is, that is my new start for February. For plans for February, I didn't do any work, and I didn't bring it with me, but I didn't do any work on the Smith sampler, and my goal is to work on that every single month for at least like 5 days would be fantastic. I really, 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 really want that finished. There's 3 things I really want done this year. Smith sampler is the first. Also, I would like to get done the pansy patchwork cloak Santa. That I picked up and started. It was my start at Stitch North last year with my table mate, so that's fun. I really would like to get that done. Ideally, I'd like to get it done there, and I want to ring the bell because that looks like a good time. But I really would like to get that done. The other one that I would really like to get done before Stitch North is my Canadian sampler. So I'll show it. I did show it in my Whip Parade, but I do have it here. So it's Erin Elizabeth Designs. This was my planned start for Stitch North. This is the one I brought kitted and ready to go planned. And then the Patchwork Santa was like a spontaneous start because Nancy bought it at our table. And then all of us went, ooh, we need that. And we all literally went up and bought it. Like, we just like got up and was like, oh, we need this. So we all bought that together. I think almost everybody at the entire table bought that. And it is adorable and it is such a good stitch. And I would like to get that done. I didn't bring it. It was in my Whip Parade, so you guys have seen it. But I do have this. So this is my Canadian sampler. And I'm quite certain I showed this in my Whip Parade. So it's doable. Like it's definitely doable to get done before Stitch North. So this is going to be the Smith sampler and my Canadian sampler are going to be in my February rotation, plus the Proverbs 31 new start. And I think I'm going to keep the sampler of the season in my rotation because I've done such good progress on that. And I'd like to really, really keep that going. And I'm going to keep Hibernation Day because it's still winter. And I'm going to keep my, most likely this one too, the sampler. I feel like it's Sampler Seasons Winter. It's almost Sampler Season of the Season. They basically have the same name. And I, of course, my Anniversaries of the Heart. So I'm hoping to finish what the progress I've made on this and start the February block, or not the February block, but the next block. That's my goal for that. So I think that is kind of everything I'll try to do in February. I feel like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's like 6. 1, 2, yeah, 7. That's probably my max in a month. I generally will pick like 5 to 7 projects and work on them for the month. I don't do WIPGO. I have done WIPGO and honestly really liked it. I find this a little bit easier. I pick the ones I want to concentrate on for the month. I try to do 3 or 4 days, like good stitching days on each, depending on my schedule and how much stitching time I get in. I've had a great amount of stitching time in the last couple of days, so I made super good progress on the Hibernation Day, which was great. So yeah, so those are my February plans. Now I have a few ongoing like future plans. So there's a couple things and a few things that I'm going to order, even though I know I've said I'm not ordering stuff. So I have, let me lean. So I have this, which is my calendar from Paisley and Polka Dots. I want to say that's what it's called. And this is the block that goes in there. So the block is bought separately and your little people go inside. Your little stitches go inside. I saw this originally at Handmade by Sarah W. and I loved it. I bought it in September. As you can see, I haven't changed the date. So I'm super excited to get working on that. And I have made plans to do the Waxing Moon designs. I'm going to just pick one. And I think if I have done the math correctly, if I do it on 28 count, it almost fills, oh yeah, these are done on 28 count. So 4.5 by 5.5 is what the size on 28 count would be. And I think this is like, I don't remember, but I did measure it. But I don't have any 28 count because I don't normally stitch on 28 count. So I'm going to order some 28 count, and I have the winter kitted, but it's on 30 and I think I'd prefer 28. So I have the winter. I'm going to do the winter house and I'm going to do the summer house. I don't have spring or fall. So I am actually going to order those because I don't think these would be super hot. Like they're not giant stitches, right? I really like that winter house though. And I'm going to do the 4. That's my plan. There is a ton of these, like the Waxing Moon houses. They have barns, they have houses, they have the months of the year, which are a little American for me. So like July is like the 4th of July, and I think November is the turkey, although it's a super cute turkey. Our Thanksgiving is in October, so I don't really want a turkey for November. I think I'm just going to start, I'm just going to start with the winter, summer, and spring. I think I'm going to order the spring barn because I really liked it. And the fall, I don't know which one I'm going to order for fall, but I've had these forever and had planned to stitch all 3 of them in a row. And I don't think I'm going to do that as of yet. I may change my mind, but I think those would look super cute in the little box. And then I'll sit it over here somewhere. I have a little plan to do a little shelfie thing here. Because I really, really love this. As soon as I saw it on Sarah's video, I was like, oh my gosh, I love that so much. And I ordered it and bought it, and then I've sat on it forever. Sarah did a month, like every month she changes it, and it's so, so, so pretty. It's like these Quakers. It looks so nice. But I know me, and there's no way I'm going to be able to do a month every month. Now I might add to it over the years, like, do you know what I mean? But I think seasonally is, if I get those done, I'll be happy. I had planned to start the winter one this month and realized I didn't have the right fabric. So I am going to do a little 1, 2, 3 stitch order. So I'll get some fabric. I'm just going to use the DMC. I don't think I'm going to fancy floss it, although I do think they call for fancy floss. I have it kitted in DMC. I do think it calls for, because the houses look a little variegated. I may just buy one thing to variegate the house, because I always like a house that's stripy. So that is my plan for that. Potentially by my next video, I will have gotten it. I don't know. I'm probably going to place the order tonight, but I am going to place it to the States. So it'll depend on how long it takes me to get back over there to pick it up. There's a couple of other things that I do plan on kitting that I had sort of planned to do all of it at once, and it just didn't work out that way. And then I'm going to order the fabric for. So the first is that the first is the winter. The first is the Noel sampler. I'm just going to kit this up. I'm going to order the fabric. It's 40 count parchment by weeks. I'm just going to order the called for. And it's all DMC. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to kit it so it's ready. I do think I'm going to start this in July. Chris, the camping stitcher, is stitching it, and on her video, she's like, Alana, you should start this now. I don't think I'm going to start it now, but I do think it's going to be my Jolly July start, because I've been desperate to stitch this, and I think I'm just going to do the called for. The linen is not hard to come by, which is great for me. And so that is my plan. And yeah, it looks like it's all DMC, which is awesome. And there we go. So that I'm ordering the stuff for on my next order, which will be today. I'm also going to kit up this, which I've been holding on to for forever, by Hello from Liz Matthews. I'm looking at it. I can't read it. So this is the berry patch. It's so stinking cute. I have never actually stitched anything from Hello from Liz Matthews, which is a little bit weird. I think that's strange. This is all DMC as well, which is wonderful. And it is on Milk and Honey from Fiber on a Whim, which I always have tons of because it's one of my absolute favorites. So I do have some of that, and it is all DMC. So that's going to be easy to do. That'll probably be like an Eastery start because it's got a bunny, and I have almost nothing spring-like that's finished. I have stuff that started, but that's finished. I have very, very little spring. And along those lines is, who is this? Oh, this is Annie B's folk art. I've never done anything by her either. And this is Bunny Bee. I went on a little bunny phase there. This was a while. I think I ordered these like a while ago, like in the fall, thinking I wanted to prepare for the spring because I know I don't have anything springy. And let's see, what does this call for? Oh, flax, 32 count flax. Now I'll probably stitch it in 40. But again, I actually think I have some flax. I don't think I have to order that, but this is going to be just with it's got a DMC conversion, and I'll probably just do the DMC. The rest are weeks or gentle arts, but I will probably do this in DMC. And it's so cute, and it does not look like it would be very fast, or sorry, it doesn't look like it would take very long to stitch. So that's that. So those are the 3 things that I'm going to kit on my next shopping spree that I wasn't supposed to be having. And the last one is this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take it out because the light is driving me crazy. It's getting very, very dark here. I really needed to film this earlier, but I was stitching and cleaning and all that stuff. So this is the Summer at Cherry Hill that I have been dying to start. Like I found it, and then I ordered it, and it's been sitting here staring at me. I didn't even put it away. It's just been sitting here on my desk staring at me. Being like, start me. And the fabric for this one is, let's see, Sand by Picture This Plus. So I think I'm going to order the fabric. I am going to order the fabric and see if I like it. But I have decided that this is going to be my Stitch North start. I think there's going to be one more, but wait on that because I'm going to order another pattern, and I don't want to tell you about it because I don't remember what it's called. So I think this is, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert it to the Roxy Floss. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that's my plan, is to, I'll see, I'm going to order the sand because it's neutral enough that I feel like even if I end up wanting to use Roxy Co fabric, I'm having a hard time. It would be fine. I'd end up using it for something else because it's very neutral looking, but I definitely think I am going to convert to the Roxy floss, and I'm very excited about it. So it's going to be my Stitch North start. It's so cute. I'm so excited to have this pattern. Like, you do not understand how excited I am. And I think it's cute because it's kind of summery and springy, and like, I feel like it'll be great. Well, it's summer because it's summer at Cherry Hill, but I think it's just so, I just love this pattern so much. So if you want to stitch along with me, if you're going to be at Stitch, even if you're not going to be at Stitch North, I am going to start it that weekend. So that's May, like, I want to say 3rd and 4th. 5th? It's May. It's the first weekend in May, whatever that is. If you want to start with, I don't know if I'm going to email Hannah and ask her to do a conversion and I'll pick it up there, or if I'm just going to do a conversion myself while I'm there. I'm not great at converting, but there's a lot of people there that would probably help me out. Yeah, so that's my plan. I do have one more. Me and my friend Michelle have chatted about doing a friendship start at Stitch North. So I do have one pattern that I'm going to order, and I forget what it's called. So I can't tell you about it because I didn't write it down. It's needlework press. It's the sampler that Tara Sully Stitches did for her blessing sampler. So if you watch Tara, if you don't, you should, because she's so fun and she has the cutest accent you've ever heard in your whole life. And she did, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's called a friendship sampler, but it's needlework press, and it's be a friend is what it says in the corner, like on part of it. And so I messaged my friend Michelle and I'm like, do you want to do this as a Stitch North start? And she said yes, because Michelle is very easily talked into things. She's a lot like me. She's like, sure, we can do that. So I was like, yay. So I'm going to order that. I don't know. Again, I think my plan is to kit it there with the Roxy floss. I will keep you posted on that if that's what happens. The next time, I don't know if it's going to be my next video because I don't know when it might not be till my March video that I actually go down and pick up the package. Sometimes it can take a bit to get there. So it might not be till 2 videos from now, but I will go over at the very least at the beginning of March what my plans are for Stitch North. If you want to stitch along, if you're going to be there, if you want to join in, if you also want to do a conversion for Roxy floss, I'll try to sort of let you know what I'm using. And yeah, so those are all my plans. I think that is everything I have to tell you. I don't think I have any other plans upcoming. I'm not going anywhere in February. I feel like everybody's going somewhere warm and I am not, which makes me a little sad. But I really don't love to travel, so it's kind of a catch-22. Like, I'd like to see some palm trees, but I don't like planes. So I don't know. Like, it's always so fun to be somewhere different. I just don't like the process of getting there. That's where I really go wrong. I don't enjoy the flying. And then I feel like you hear about all these stories about people getting sick when they go down south. And I'm like, I don't really like that. I don't want to do that either. So long story short, I'm going nowhere anytime soon. Stitch North is my only plans that I have. A friend of mine is going to like Barbados because it's her 50th too. And I was like, I came home and told my husband that last night, and I'm like, you know, it's my 50th. Maybe I should be going away somewhere fun. We'll see. He agreed with me. I just don't know if that'll happen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Other than that, I think that is all the news I have for you guys today. It was kind of a chatty video. Now I have a big mess to clean up. I hope if you are in the snowstorm that you are keeping warm and cozy and doing lots of stitching. And if you are somewhere where there are palm trees, we are all very jealous. Although Florida got snow, like actual snow. I'm watching this being like, oh my goodness, that's awful. You shouldn't have snow. I'm so sorry. If you had snow and you live where there's palm trees, I'm really sorry. That seems very unfair. I saw something, whether it's true or not, that said Florida's had more snow than Alaska or something in the month of January. And I was like, that's just wrong. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, it's very, very wrong. So hopefully if you are somewhere warm where it snowed unexpectedly, that's all gone and you're back to your sunny happiness with all your vitamin D that us Canadians don't get at all. Okay, I've chatted long enough. It's almost 15 minutes. That's long enough for a video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And if you won the giveaway, please send me an email and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye.